And we will start with the visiting Boise State Broncos and their head coach, Gordy Presnell, in his 16th season at the helm, the 2018-19 Mountain West Coach of the Year. It starts in the backcourt. 5'11" sophomore point guard wearing number 12 from Beaverton, Oregon, Mary Kay Narrow. Narrow in conference play, averaging 9.2 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game. On the perimeter, it's a 5'8" sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 14, Anna Osley. Osley in conference play, 6.9 points and 3 rebounds per game. And at the other guard position, it's a 5'5" redshirt senior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, transferred from Brown, number 15, Dominique Leonidas. Leonidas, leading scorer overall and in Mountain West play, 12.2 points per game. In the front court, it's a 6'1" sophomore from Paris, France, number 23, Elodie Lalot. Lalot is averaging 7.7 points and 6.9 rebounds in conference play. And rounding out the starting lineup, it's a 6'3" sophomore from Brentwood, California, wearing number 33, Abby Muse. Muse averaging 11.1 points and 7.9 rebounds per game. She was a member of the Mountain West all-freshman team last season. So it's Narrow, Osley, Leonidas, Lalot, and Muse for the Broncos. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the New Mexico Lobos and their head coach Mike Bradbury in his 6th season. Assistant coach Valerie King, Simone Denham, and Karina Merriweather. Special assistant to the coach Ryan Freeman, and director of player development, fan favorite Nike McClure. Starts in the backcourt with a 5'7" senior, number 5, LaTora Duff. Tora Duff from Sansom, Alabama, played her freshman and sophomore seasons at Shelton State Community College. Tora averaging 10.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game in conference play. Then it is her twin sister, Tay Duff, wearing number 4, and Tay in conference play, averaging 11.4 points, grabbing 2.9 rebounds, and dishing out 2 assists per game. Joining them on the wing, it is the 5th-year senior from Roswell, New Mexico, via Roswell High School, standing 5'7". It is Jaden De La Cerda. De La Cerda wearing number 23. She's averaging 14.6 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game in conference. In the post, it is a 6' senior forward from Trotwood, Ohio, number 13, Shaquelle Magruder. Shy conference play, averaging 15 points and 7.2 rebounds. Then rounding out the starting lineup, a 5th-year senior standing 6'2" from Cibolo, Texas, number 32, Antonia Anderson. Anderson averaging 13.6 points and 6.2 rebounds per game in conference play. So 5 seniors taking the floor on senior day, and it's about really refocusing that emotion for the challenge ahead in the Broncos.
It is, and if you're seniors, it's just about enjoying the moment. Being here, enjoying being on the pit floor with this amazing fans that are here today to celebrate these seniors, which we hope, you know, the Twins come back. You hope Shy Magruder is still going to be a Lobo next year to add to this New Mexico crew. One thing I have done, I love to, because I coach on the girls' side, so I love to see all the girls out here that come and watch these Lobo women and look up to them. And I've always asked them, who's your favorite player? Antonia Anderson is one that local girls look up to, like the way she plays, love her demeanor out on the floor. So it's always an interesting thing. De La Cerda is another fan favorite that they love to see, being able to shoot the way De La Cerda does. So it's exciting to see those 2 seniors returning again, getting that opportunity.
And an update for you with today's game day injury report. It's brought to you by UNM Health, delivering more. Vienna Cumber still working her way back from the knee injury, not available today. We're getting ready for tip-off New Mexico and Boise State. The opening half is brought to you by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer, the perfect matchup. JJ Buck, former Lobo, Nick Hecarath-Abato with you from Albertson's Radio Row. I also want to thank those of you joining us on the Mountain West Network for today's contest.
Well, you have to remember some of these, I'm trying to think, this is such a young Boise State team that a lot of them last year did not get the experience of the pit. So this is, for even the sophomores on Boise State, this is the first time they're being here. And you could just see the look on their face when the lights were down saying, what is going on here? They really love some basketball here in New Mexico.
That is a great point, Nikki. Sometimes you get into the season, and we only played 2 games here last year with no fans in the building. Our officials for today's game, Lisa Jones, Danielle Johnson, and Glenn Dixon. Boise State in the road black uniforms with the orange and blue trim. Home whites for New Mexico with the cherry lettering and numbers. It is Shy Magruder and Abby Muse at center court. The ball is up. Tip-off is won by New Mexico. Lobos will be going right to left from our radio broadcast position. Toradov has the basketball up top to Anderson. Left wing touch now. Tay Duff. There's De La Cerda, catches straight on, puts it on the deck, drives the basket. Layup is up. It's good. 2-0 New Mexico.
And De La Cerda just attacks Boise State on the right side, pushes that ball out front to get that 1-2 into the rim.
Here's Narrow with the basketball, straight on, bounce pass inside, high post touch for Muse on the elbow, guarded by Anderson. Hand off to Leonidas. Leonidas pass back over the top, and an easy finish underneath for Muse. We're tied at 2.
And Boise State has that 1-4 high set offensively, setting up a pick and roll off of the guard to the post.
Toradov with the basketball, gets it to Shy Magruder. She catches up top, dribbles near side, hand off to Taduff. Taduff catches, swings to Anderson. Anderson gets it to De La Cerda in the corner. She dribbling, crossover, still there on the left wing. Now going baseline, cut off, pass over the top to AT, catches inside, kicks it out. Tora Duff, three-point shot is up. It's good, and one upcoming for Tora Duff.
And Tora needed that right from the get-go. Antonia Anderson has a pick-and-roll situation with De La Cerda in a tight corner that De La Cerda had him wrapped into, and she kicks it out AT right out there to Tora Duff on the opposite side.
Lobos, download the new Lobo Sports app today to access exclusive content, listen to live game broadcasts, keep up with the latest stats and scores, enter, win prizes, and more. Download now and go Lobos. So Tora Duff completes the 4-point play. It's a 6-2 lead for the Lobos, who played just over 60 seconds here in the first quarter. Muse catches, swings it to Leonidas. Leonidas backs it out, comes back up top. The pass is stolen by Shy Magruder in transition. The finish, 8-2 New Mexico.
And Shy Magruder showing why she's one of the best defenders for New Mexico, getting in the passing lane, reading the face of Boise State to get a quick steal and taking it to the rim.
Broncos set up their half-court offense. Muse catches up top, comes back to Narrow here on the near side wing. Post-entry pass, baseline drive. Lalat has it deflected out of her hands. She catches and scores. 8-4 New Mexico.
And De La Cerda got her hands on it, went right back to Lalat to take it up again on the right side.
Tay catches on the left wing, pass back to Anderson. Anderson puts it on the deck, goes inside, too long, dribbles, fouled, and free throws upcoming for AT.
Well, and that's why the 5-out offense works so well, because those post players have to come out knowing AT can shoot the three, so they've got to guard her like a guard, and she penetrates using her athleticism to go cross-court, reverse layup, and gets fouled on it.
AT to the free throw line. Anderson shooting 66% from the free throw line overall this season. First free throw is up, no good. Mountain Dew is a proud partner of UNM basketball. Cheers to the Lobos and UNM fans everywhere. We are New Mexico. So one more upcoming for the fifth-year senior. Off the fingertips, and it's good. So 1-2 at the free throw line. It's a 9-4 lead for the Lobos. We got 8:08 left in the first quarter as Narrow brings down the front court, comes back to Muse on the outside. There's Jada Clark, number 24, the 5'4" freshman, just checked in. Osley catches up top, swings it far side. Post entry pass is stolen by Shy Magruder as she gets it to Tay Duff. It's picked up by De La Cerda. De La Cerda going straight down the lane to the basket, left-hand layup. Count it. 11-4 New Mexico.
Well, what very easily could have been picked up by Boise State. De La Cerda goes and gets just a ball swinging in the middle of the floor to take it full coast to coast.
Osley, right wing, looking for Clark. She catches, forced back straight on. Now Muse with the basketball, comes back near side to Narrow. Narrow skip pass to Osley, catches, fires for three, off back iron, long rebound brought in by Clark. It's kicked out to Narrow. She steps in. Nope. She traveled, took an extra step. That's a turnover.
And that's where players did not hear the whistle. I don't know if it was the mask underneath the whistle there. They could not hear players continuing to play through.
The referee said Narrow took an extra step, stepping into that three-point shot. So 7:22 in the first quarter. It's an 11-4 lead for the Lobos over the Broncos. Here's Tora Duff, brings the ball in the front court. Right wing, setting up the offense. Ball goes to Anderson, now left wing touch for De La Cerda. She pulls for three, drains it. 14-4 lead for New Mexico.
De La Cerda was eyeing like she was going to hit Tay Duff on a backdoor pass. I think the defender kind of sees her eyes, and De La Cerda just with a quick, long three-point shot. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Boise State takes the timeout. We'll take one as well. 7:05 left in the first quarter. New Mexico 14, Broncos 4. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.
First few minutes, they want it today. They want to look good on their senior outing.
Broncos basketball coming out of timeout. Clark gets it up top to Osley. Osley forced to her left, pass back to Lalott outside, and Lalott falls to the ground as Shad Magruder aggressive trying to get in the passing lane, contact there with the sophomore for the first foul on Magruder.
Well, and you see Magruder's really pick up on the defensive intensity, kind of denying the input into the post play has really helped New Mexico out, and they're just overplaying it a little bit, being anxious to get another steal.
Oh, freshman Paulo Reyes, the Spaniard, checks in wearing number 3 for Shad Magruder. Here's Clark with the basketball far side for the Broncos. Guarded by Tora Duff, man-to-man defense for New Mexico. Osley forced to the outside. She's going to pull the near side three-point shot. No good, but it falls right into the hands of Muse, who goes up with it. Cannot finish. Right back into her hands as it's deflected on the opposite side. The ball did not hit the rim. Shot clock violation on Boise State.
I think Boise State didn't even realize it. They thought there was a complete reset of the shot clock, as you see the guard of Clark just saying, hey, why didn't it reset?
Well, it looked like on that second chance attempt, it did go over the rim.
Can be deceiving.
Caught just everyone off guard. So it's going to be Lobo basketball. New Mexico currently on a 12-2 run over the last 2.5 minutes. We got 6:20 to play in the first quarter. Anderson has it on the left wing. Out to Reyes. She catches straight on. Right-hand dribble. Tacks inside, pull-up jumper is no good. Muse with the rebound for the Broncos. Muse hands it to Clark. Clark will take it to the front court. On the far side, guarded by Tora Duff. Caught in the corner by Osley. She's looking inside. Cross-court pass to Leonidas, who checked back in. Redshirt senior kicks it out to Clark. On the wing, puts it on the deck. Leonidas now with the basketball, circles up top, straight on. Pass into Muse. She catches on the restricted circle. Shot is no good. Second chance is by Lalott. 14-6 New Mexico.
And that's where the double towers really help you. You miss on one side, you're there to pick up on the offensive end.
Tora Duff crossover dribble gets inside. Her shot attempt goes over the rim into the hands of Osley. Broncos basketball. Osley has it on the right wing. Kicks it in the corner. Clark post entry pass deflected by Reyes, but into the hands of Muse, who gets it to Leonidas. Wide open for the layup. So it's 14-8. Lobos lead.
And overall, good defense just ends up in the hands of Boise State off of a hit pass defensively, leading right to Boise State to the rim.
Broncos on a little 4-0 run right here. Here's De La Cerda with the basketball, guarded by Leonidas. De La Cerda picks up her dribble, gets it to Reyes. She's going to pull the trigger three-point shot, drains it. 17-8 New Mexico.
Well, Reyes likes to get involved early in the offense with that penetration earlier, missing off the glass. Instead, has space against the post player to shoot that three-point shot.
Lobos 3 of 3 from 3. Lalott catches up top, swings it to the far corner. Osley, she puts it on the deck, drives inside, stolen. Ball to De La Cerda. De La Cerda has it in the front court for New Mexico. Passes to Tora Duff, catches in the far corner. Three-point shot, rattles it home. And that's another made three-pointer to count towards the Western Sky buckets for Bucks.
I really like the patience of De La Cerda coming down, knowing she could have forced that to the rim. Instead, penetrates middle with a kick out to the three-point shooter.
28 lead for New Mexico. Post-entry pass De La Cerda on the back of Muse, forcing the jump ball.
And a good thing, because Muse would have just taken it right to the rim if De La Cerda hadn't got her hands on the ball for a jump ball on the block.
Well, checking back in is number 12, Mary Kay Nara, along with Rachel Bowers, 6'3" senior, wearing number 25. And also Trista Hall, 6'2" freshman, number 22 for the Broncos. There's Leonidas on the far side. She puts it on the deck, goes baseline, cut off, kicks it out. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Post entry past the Hall. She turns, it's deflected out of her hands. Tora Duff with the basketball, pass ahead to Tay Duff. She's able to run it down in the far corner. Bounce pass to Reyes, cutting in the basket, lays it in. 22-8 New Mexico.
If there's been any improvement in Reyes' game, it's her ability to really cut where she needs to when New Mexico needs her to, right to the rim to get an easy layup.
Hall gets it on to Bowers. Bowers now to Leonidas. Leonidas goes over this screen, comes back up top at the free throw line. She's going to pull up, two-point jumper, rolls home. 22-10, Lobos lead.
And just penetration to the middle. Tay Duff right, a hand in her face, just still a strong finish.
Step back three for Tora Duff, too long. Rebounded by the Broncos. Narrow races in the front court. Picks up her dribble right wing. Her pass is deflected by Tora Duff into the hands of Reyes. Lobos in transition. Reyes hits De La Cerda. De La Cerda took just an extra step on the pump fake. That's a travel.
And she would have had a wide open layup. You already saw that first step would have given her a big jump to the rim. Instead moves that pivot foot.
So Shad Magruder comes back in, and Tony Anderson is going to sit down. Also, didn't get a chance to get to the score table in time, but freshman Ogman will come in the next time out. It's 3-12 in the first quarter. New Mexico 22, Boise State 10. Here's Hall. It's guarded by Reyes, picks up a dribble on the outside, gets it to Narrow. Narrow checks the clock, backs it out. Straight on, wants the screen. She's going to go to her right. Lobos heads to screen, force Narrow back near side. Clark, the three-point shot is up. It's no good. It's rebounded by Magruder. Gets it to De La Cerda. De La Cerda, eyes down court in transition, says go. And what a pass to Magruder. That connection is on fire the last couple games. 24-10 after the Magruder layup. Boise State wasting no time as it's Leonidas is fouled inside.
Well, Boise State kind of leads their offense in a who cares matter, right? Get out quick, takes it all the way down the floor, really tries to catch New Mexico off guard on the penetration in a full court take.
That is back-to-back games with highlight passes. De La Cerda to Magruder in transition.
And Magruder, I mean, it's just so easy for Magruder with her speed and athleticism down the floor to just, as long as she gets out ahead of her defender, she's able to get to the rim.
So here is Dominique Leonidas, redshirt senior. First of 2 free throws, takes her time. It's up and it's no good. And TLC wants to thank our customers for trusting us with your home and business service needs. TLC is here for you when you need us most. Go Lobos. So that foul was on De La Cerda. As De La Cerda checked out, Anaya Ogman, the freshman, wearing number 12 in for New Mexico. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by the Lobos. Here's Toradev with the basketball. Gets it to Reyes. Straight on. Dribble handoff to Tadev for 3. That's no good. Long rebound in the corner. Tor trying to run it down. Saves it to Leonidas. Broncos in at transition. Ogman able to get back in front of Leonidas. High post screen. Leonidas freed her up to get to the basket. Layup is good. 24-12.
And that's one, if you're Ogman, you're saying, hey, someone's got to help me out with that screen call, because she's going full speed, smacks right into a ball screen by Boise State.
2:05 to play in the first quarter. Tor catches, three-point shot is up, in and out. Rebounded by Lalat. So Lalat and Muse back in for the Broncos along with Osley. It's Narrow going to the basket, and that's a little right-handed runner high up the glass and connects. 24-14. Outlet pass comes up short. It's stolen by the Broncos. Osley catch the shot. Three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Muse. She goes up, can't connect on a second chance point, and a foul is going to be called on the Broncos. And
they're going to call that Muse, I think, over the back. Oh, no, they called it on 23.
That's going to be a foul on Lalat.
Okay.
So
that was on the opposite side of the rebound, so I'm not sure where the contact was there, but Paula Rios puts a hand in the face and then tries to turn around immediately for a block out.
With 24-14, Lobos leading the Broncos, 1:36 left.
7 turnovers for Boise State. New Mexico with 2 turnovers, but overall New Mexico shooting 64%, 47% for Boise State.
So in the first quarter here, final home game of the regular season in the pit. Cody Presnell wanting us to get back underway as Jaden De La Cerda checks back in. As Toradev gets a rest. De La Cerda gets the handoff from Reyes. De La Cerda with the basketball. Gets poked in the eye. And are they going to call a foul on that? It looked like the ref wasn't going to say anything until he noticed that De La Cerda.
He stops the game. Obviously, the official seeing she could.
So you can stop the game but not call
a foul?
A foul for getting hit in the face. That's an interesting decision right there. As battle between De La Cerda and Leonidas, 2 fifth-year players, standing guards in the Mountain West. There's De La Cerda after the Lobos inbound, side out of bounds, 15 seconds on shot clock, 1:20 on the game clock. De La Cerda left wing three-point shot, no good.
Stays here for New Mexico.
A foul is going to be called. There were 3 Bronco players and 1 Lobo around the rebound. They're going to call foul on the Broncos.
Oh, okay, officials saying that Boise State on their block out, holding New Mexico with both hands from behind.
It's going to go on Narrow.
$14 fouls for Boise, 2 for New Mexico.
Shy Magruder catches the inbound high post, drives inside, loses her dribble. Here's Leonidas with the basketball. Broncos in it, transition. Tries to hit Narrow, cutting to the basket, but Anaya Ogman is there to deflect it out of play.
Ogman getting caught by a bunch of the fans here. She's hustling for a loose ball going out of bounds.
1:07 on the first quarter clock. Broncos inbounding on the baseline. Leonidas catches far side, puts on a deck, step back jumper from the elbow is good. It's 24-16, a minute left in the first quarter. Pass ahead, Magruder outlet, beat everyone down the floor, deflected out of play. They're gonna say last touch by the Broncos. But Magruder caught that one in between two defenders.
Yeah, I mean, that was a hard pass. I mean, it was on the money, but it led to Magruder being underneath the rim and not much room to work with.
De La Cerda inbounding on the baseline, and a foul is going to be called away from the basketball. Leonidas contact with Ogman.
So now that'll be Leonidas' second personal foul, as Ogman was opposite the ball and kind of just quickly breaks to the basket, and Leonidas and Ogman connecting on it.
That's going to be the fifth team foul, so free throws upcoming for the Lobos as number 22 Trista Hall and number 25 Rachel Bowers check in. So it's really Bowers plays with Hall and Muse plays with Lalott right now for the Broncos. Lindsay Lovrovich checks in, number 2 for the Broncos as well. Ogman's first free throw is good. A freshman Ogman from San Jose, California. Senior minutes for the last few games extend, getting opportunities in the first quarter to play. Goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 26-16. New Mexico leads Boise State. Got 50 seconds left. That ball is deflected out of play, and last touch by the Broncos. Another turnover. Lobos basketball.
You have great delivery by Boise State to kick it up the floor, and you've seen what they've done from that. They're just kind of mishandling the basketball. Another turnover for Boise State. Now with 8 for Boise, 3 for New Mexico.
And basketball is better with crisp Bud Light at your game. Keep it crisp, Lobos. Please drink responsibly. Sorduff takes it across half court. Now standing on the right wing, looking for De La Cerda. She's forced back to the Lobo logo. Dribbles to her left, little crossover outside the three-point line. Gets all the way to the baseline. She is fouled attacking the basket. Free throws upcoming.
De La Cerda just really using the moves, keeping the ball low crossovers right between her, and then penetration to the rim with that left hand.
Now Ogman's going to check back in for Tora Dufflo. Offense, defense here late in the first quarter.
Ogman didn't get much. She came out about 20 seconds, then coming right back in for Tora Duff.
Now free throws for De La Cerda, the fifth-year senior from Roswell, New Mexico. First one is good. De La Cerda, 1 of 2 from 3, so she's 6 three-point makes away from being third all-time in made three-point shots. Program history. 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 28-16. Lobos lead the Broncos. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Clark with the basketball forced back. Now we'll find Hall, who catches on the outside. Hall coming back up top to Bowers. Bowers forced to pick up her dribble. Gets it to Osley. Osley guarded by Ogman. Osley right-hand dribble gets baseline. A shot attempt inside. Charge is called on Osley. And it was Tay Duff stepping in.
Yeah, Tay Duff just sees that the help side defense needs to be there in set position to take that charge, and was outside the circle. It was pretty textbook by Duff getting there and taking that charge. Now, if you're Boise State, you're concerned about fouls, right? A lot of things have not gone their direction in this first quarter.
10 seconds on the game clock. Tora Duff back in to handle this final possession. Crossover dribble, pass back to Shy. She's going to take the three-point shot. Too long, rebounded by Boise State. That's going to do it. The end of the first quarter. New Mexico 28, Boise State 16. And this is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Mexico 28, Boise State 16. JJ Buck with former Lobo Nikki Hekroth Labato joining you courtside. Albertsons Radio Row. The Lobos 9 of 16 from the field in that first quarter. 9 points from Jaden De La Cerda. Boise State turned the basketball over 9 times. They shot 8 of 16 from the field, but it was the turnovers that were their issue. Yeah,
New Mexico has 14 points off of those turnovers, and now being out-rebounded by 8. 6 of their 12 rebounds for Boise State are offensive. That's where New Mexico's really got to focus in on, make sure they don't let Boise State get too out of hand with rebounds.
Lobos basketball start the second quarter. New Mexico working right to left from our radio broadcast position here in the first half. Lob pass inside of Magruder. She tries the up and under move, but Osley was right there. Shot is no good. Offensive rebound. New Mexico kicked out for 3. AT cannot connect. Osley picks it up for the Broncos. Gets it to Clark. Clark brings it to the front court. Goes over the screen. Lobos hedge it, force Clark to pick up the dribble. Comes back to Bowers. Bowers now hands it off to Lavrovic. Lavrovic pass into the corner, cut off there. Ball deflected. Lavrovic gets it back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Clark now with it. She wants to try to go downhill on Tora Duff, and she is fouled by Tora.
And Tora Duff trying to do that slide, the drive, keep Clark in front of her, and Sid slaps down on the ball, getting called for the foul. That'll be Tora Duff's first personal foul.
Free throws upcoming for the Broncos. Your neighborhood supermarket is Albertson's Market, where service, selection, and savings matter. Official fan and tailgate headquarters of the UNM Lobos. So the freshman Jaden Clark from Richland, Washington. Sister of the former Broncos standout Brady Hodgins. Another strong connection. Second free throw, no good. Long tap out, rebound into the hands of De La Cerda. She's way into the front court on the baseline. Her pass is deflected, falls right back into her hands in the corner as she's struggling. Ogman is able to save it and get it to Anderson. Now Tora settles down. Got 12 seconds on the shot clock. Anderson catches top of the key. Now going to work, crossover dribble, gets it to her right hand, trying to go under the defender. Hall layup is no good. Now ahead, here's Osley in front of the Lobos. Bench kicks it out to Clark. Clark resetting up top. Little jump pass inside. Magruder was running the post. Flex that one way, stolen by New Mexico. Here comes Tora Duff in transition into the defender. Count it, and one opportunity.
As much as we've watched Tora Duff, that's kind of her signature move to the rim, where she'll penetrate with that left hand and kind of keeps it side to side with the rim and is able to just float it up off the back of the backboard.
Tay Duff back into the game. Ogman sits down.
Ogman having some good minutes, helping points for their bench. 2 points for her coming into this game, but defensively, that's the speed that she gives them.
So a 3-point play by Tora. She has a 4-point play and a 3-point play here in the first half. It's 31-17. Lobos lead, 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Clark circles all the way around on the outside. Now gets it to Osley on the far side. Now she's attacking the post. Loses her dribble on the spin move into the hands of Tora Duff. Far side of the court. Thought about it, a little head fake. Gets inside. Kick out to AT. Extra pass to De La Cerda for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by the Broncos. Here's Clark with the basketball. Clark kicks it out. Bowers, the catch, the shot, 3-point shot off back iron is no good. Offensive rebound, Boise State. Lavrovic left open on the right wing, and she'll hit that 3-point shot. 31-20, Lobos lead by 11.
And first points of the game for Lavrovic, but right there, just good ball movement off another offensive rebound for Boise State.
They're gonna call Tay for a carry. Oh, it's turnover. Now De La Cerda coming to the bench, looks like she took a shot
to the nose.
So now Ogman comes in. That's tough when your eyes are watering.
Yep.
Gotta just
you know it's the nose
sting.
right away.
As Clark goes all the way to the basket again, her layup misses, rebounded by New Mexico. Here's Tora Duff with the basketball. She sets up on the perimeter. Anderson swings it to Tay Duff on the left wing, up top to Ogman, and gets it to Anderson. Anderson's gonna take the 3-point shot. Offensive rebound, Ogman flying into the lane. She kicks it back out to Tay, gets it to Anderson. 15 seconds on the shot clock as Tora crossing over on Clark. She's gonna pull for 3. That rattles out, rebounded by Hall. Broncos with the basketball. It's ahead to Clark. Clark pass ahead to Leonidas, back in the redshirt senior, working on the near side with Clark. Leonidas back to Clark. Clark left hand dribble. Wants the screen of Bowers. Circles around, drives the lane, kicks out far side to Lavrovic. Lavrovic now back to Clark. That's 12 seconds on the shot clock. Clark drives to the free throw line, kick out Bowers. That's a long 2-point shot, misses everything. Out of play, Lobo basketball.
And great defense by New Mexico. Those ball screens for Boise State, there's a lot of communication going on between New Mexico to make sure they're in position. Overall, a great defensive effort. Just once again, Boise State just coming up with constant offensive rebounds.
Rayus checks in for Magruder. De La Cerda back into the game for Ogman. The Lobos will be inbounding the basketball. 6:47 left in the first half. 31-20 lead over the Broncos. As Tora walks into the front court. Little give and go with Rayus on the far side. Now Anderson comes for the screen. Tora goes opposite the screen. Ball back to Anderson on the left wing. She kicks it out to Rayus up top. Rayus is cut off back to AT up top, and AT just lost it out of her hands. It's picked up by the Broncos That is Abby Muse. She's back into the game with a lot as Clark was driving inside, kicks out to Leonidas. Leonidas, a step back, top of the key, 2-point shot, comes up short, long rebound, again into the hands of the Broncos. Leonidas with the elbow jumper. That one is good, and she loves that area of the floor. 31-22 New Mexico.
She does, right in that circle around the paint. 8 points for Leonidas and just another offensive rebound. I know it comes off hard off the board, but New Mexico cannot grasp it.
Lobos only scored 3 points in the second quarter. We got 5:50 left. De La Cerda, long left wing three, no good. Muse, rebound for the Broncos, gets it to Clark. Clark into the front court. There's a little hop step, goes all the way to the lane. Layup is no good, rebounded by Reyes. Lobos have the basketball. Here's De La Cerda, the pass to Reyes, the touch pass out to AT for 3, no good, too long. And Boise State picks up the rebound. Here's Clark, so slow it down for a second. Got 5:20 left on the second quarter clock, 31-22 lead for New Mexico. Clark gets it to Muse, who catches top of the key, now backs down on Anderson, goes to the basket, shot is short. Into the hands of Tora Duff. Tora ahead to De La Cerda. De La Cerda puts it on the deck, gets by Leonidas. Layup is no good. Lobos bench wanted a foul. Broncos have the basketball in transition. Clark again going to settle down on the right wing. She's going to pull for 3, given the space. No good, rebounded by Anderson.
It's such a fast pace going back and forth. You see the players winded. That's why you're seeing a bunch of missed shots in the second quarter.
Pump fake from Tora. She puts it on the ground, goes inside, kick out to Tay. Tay, the pump fake, defender flies by, 3-point shot, count it. 34-22 New Mexico.
I think New Mexico really just happy to hit one of those threes. They've seen so many come off of that rim, and New Mexico teed up with that up fake, one dribble, and sets that 3-point shot.
Leonidas catches in the near side corner. Now she goes right to the paint, comes through it, step back to her left hand, and scores as it rolls over the rim. 34-24 Lobos lead.
And if Leonidas is able to get into that paint area, she can be deadly with that up and under to the rim.
There's Tora Duff with the basketball, gets it to Tay Duff. She catches, she goes right down the middle of the lane for the right-handed finish. 36-24 New Mexico.
And Tay Duff with 5 quick unanswered points for New Mexico. Tay Duff just taking it to the rim, avoiding the big, going underneath for a reverse layup.
Lobos only had 3 points for the first 4.5 minutes of this quarter. Got back-to-back buckets there. Post-entry pass, it's Tay Duff coming through, trying to steal it, but it's in the hands of Lavrovich, who steps into the long 2-pointer. It is no good. Rebounded by New Mexico. Tore it up with the basketball here on the right side. Wing crossover, getting into Leonidas. Shot is up, no good, but Tora is there to clean up her miss. 38-24 Lobos lead.
And Leonidas got taken out of position on that shot, which allowed Tora to just go right back up with another finish and an offensive rebound.
Clark with the basketball for the Broncos comes back to Leonidas on the near side wing. She's guarded by Tay Duff. They're going to call a carry, so that's 2 carries. 1 each way we've seen here in the first half. That's going to send us to the media timeout. 3:12 left in the first half. New Mexico 38, Boise State 24. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. With the 14-point lead, just 5 of 14 from 3, but you have Tora Duff, 12 points, De La Cerda with 9 points leading away. Boise State, for them, it's been the turnovers, 12 turnovers in the first half.
Well, and I had a feeling before this game, you know, you just have intuition about a player. Tora Duff, we've kind of been waiting for her to have more of that breakout game. We've seen a little spirits of that over the last few, but 12 points for her. Good energy out on the floor by number 5 for New Mexico.
Oh, it's Lobo basketball coming out of the timeout. Tora Duff has it straight on. Now gets it to Reyes. That's a high post touch. The dribble handoff to Tay, who curls to the basket. Her shot is blocked by Muse.
When you saw Tay Duff come off of that little handoff from Paula Reyes, but you saw her slow down enough, allowing the big to get some coverage to go over and block her shot.
Tora inbounding on the baseline, looking for somewhere to go. Gets it out to Reyes, who catches it over Hall. Now to near side touch for De La Cerda outside the 3-point line. She circles towards the free throw line, puts on the little jet to the basket and scores with the left hand, 40-24.
That was a hard move. De La Cerda coming off of a quick screen and roll by Paula Reyes, but with a big hand in her face, making that left-handed layup.
Here's Leonidas. She works over the high post screen. She goes down the lane, gets it back to her left hand. Layup is no good. Rebounded by Magruder. Here's De La Cerda with the basketball, crosses over to the free throw line, kicks it out to Tay. Tora, deep 3 is up. It's no good. Rebounded by Hall. Broncos basketball. Leonidas was trying to pass it ahead.
Oh.
Magruder was there, but it deflects and rolls into the hands of Osley on the right wing. And Osley, a little give and go handoff with Hall, pulls the three. That's no good. Magruder gets the rebound. Here's tore it up with the basketball. We got 2:10 left here in the first half. Reyes catches, fires for three. That's no good. Straight on. And Boise State with the rebound. Here's Leonidas. Leonidas gets it to Hall. Hall the handoff to Osley on the right wing. Osley sees some room. That's a long runner from the free throw line. No good. Offensive rebound. Battling inside is Hall. She can't finish, and they're going to call a jump ball as Hall was able to grab her miss. And possession arrow favors Boise State.
And Hall just on the other side of the basket picking up an offensive rebound. And good job by Tadoff getting in there and getting a jump ball.
Antonio Anderson checks in for Magruder. 1:47 left here in the first half. 40-24 lead for New Mexico. Muse catches in the corner, swings it out to the outside. As it is Hall with the basketball. She's waiting for Leonidas, who comes and get it. That's another elbow jump shot. That's no good. Long rebound out into the hands of Tora Duff, who tries to crossover dribble in between three defenders. It's picked up by Boise State. Ball still on the floor, squirts out, and is picked up on the baseline by Tay Duff, who gets it ahead to Reyes. Reyes had the opportunity on Leonidas, but passes it to Tay. Ball somehow just goes through the post into the hands of De La Cerda, who is fouled on her shot attempt. And free throws upcoming for De La Cerda.
We've seen that a couple times today. Well, I have to go back to the scene on the floor. You had Tora Duff, who ends up with the ball twice. I don't know how it gets out of her hands off the floor. Then it ends up right back to her on the floor, and she's able to scoop it out, allowing New Mexico time to go get it. Quickly kicking it up the floor in a quick pass that would have been an easy turnover, and New Mexico ends up with a good situation.
As De La Cerda hits the first free throw, and it's that time again. TLC's heating experts can make your home the ultimate comfort zone. When you need your heater service, call TLC. De La Cerda 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 42-24 lead New Mexico over Boise State. Broncos basketball, 1:10 left in the first half. Here's Leonidas. Leonidas setting up the screen with Muse. Now come back to the top. Osley catches on the near side wing. Osley gets the screen from Hall. Comes back up top. Kicks it to Leonidas on the outside. She's looking inside. Now she starts her dribble, probes inside, kicks out to Osley. Osley catches in front of the Lobo bench. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Back out to Leonidas. 2 seconds on the shot clock. That's a long two-point shot. It's no good. Battle for the rebound. A foul is going to be called on Hall. I'm going to say over the back on that.
Yeah, that was a quick whistle. I thought it was a great situation where Paula Reyes had blocked out. I didn't see a lot of contact, but they're calling Boise State over the back.
A third team foul on Boise State with 43.4 on the game clock. Lobos lead 42-24. And it's Tora Duff bringing to the front court. She's on the floor with De La Cerda, Taduff, Anderson, and Reyes. As Tora works over the two screens up top, comes back to the near side, finds De La Cerda. There's Tay working off the screen in the corner. Three-point shot is no good. Rebounded by the Broncos.
When you have that set shot, two screens back-to-back to get Taduff open for that three-point shot, just cannot connect on the front of the rim.
The Broncos can hold for the final shot of the first half. It's Leonidas dribbling with the basketball. Tora Duff guarding her. The pass to the high post, gets it back quickly, going downhill. Leonidas to the basket. The 5-footer is good. 42-26. There's De La Cerda with the basketball into the front court, pulls for three. It's no good. But it's halftime here at the Pit. New Mexico take a 42-26 lead in it to the half. A good start for the Lobos. 28-16 after the first quarter. A little tighter second quarter. Just 14-10 advantage for New Mexico. But they'll take a good first half into the locker room.
Yeah, great energy in that first quarter leading into the second quarter. Just a fast pace. You saw both teams kind of getting a little bit messy, a little bit short on their shots, front of the rim, really ricocheting off the back. It was just a high-paced first half by both squads.
Halftime show is coming up. New Mexico 42, Boise State 26. And this is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. This weekend, of course, it's Senior Day at the Pit, Alumni Weekend as well. So a big shout out to all the former Lobos joining us today. And of course, those of you, if you're listening, are joining us on the Mountain West Network. Halftime here at the Pit, New Mexico 42, Boise State 26. It was a tight second quarter. New Mexico outscored Boise State just 14-10 after they had a 28-16 lead after the first quarter in this game. The Broncos finished 1 of 8 from the field. They combined that with New Mexico not hitting a field goal over the last 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Did hit a couple free throws late in the contest, but it got tight in that second quarter as both defenses really stepped it up, as the Lobos finished the first half shooting 42% overall, 14 of 33, just 5 of 17 from 3. They did go 9 of 10 at the free throw line, so that was a big advantage for New Mexico in that first half. They had 17 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 turnovers. So for the Broncos, they were 12 of 33 from the field, just 1 of 8 from 3, 1 of 4 from the free throw line, 25 rebounds. They turned the basketball over 13 times, and 9 of those 13 turnovers came in the first half. When it's that time again, TLC's heating experts can make your home the ultimate comfort zone. When you need your heater service, call TLC. Leading scorer for the Lobos in that first half, Jaden De La Cerda, had 13 points. Tore it up, had 12 points, as they're the 2 players in double figures for New Mexico. For the Broncos, Dominique Leonidas had 14 points on 7 of 11 from the field. Did not attempt a 3. Also had 2 rebounds, assists, and 2 turnovers in 15 minutes. Anna Ostley, the leading 3-point shooter for the Broncos, was 0 of 4 from 3 in 14 minutes. DSI is your local business and office technology leader, providing full IT solutions, security, printers, and document management software throughout New Mexico. Visit DSINM.com today. And Nikki Rothbato back with us after some well-deserved recognition at half court. Once a Lobo, always a Lobo.
Yeah, it's fun to see a bunch of them out there. Not a lot have come today, but I've seen them throughout the entire time. We saw Asia Robertson has been here quite a few. A lot of them have been here locally to watch. And, of course, last year I know Miranda Sanchez would have been out there, but she passed away last year, one of my teammates from high school and college. So I know a lot of them are here in spirit. I still talk to Jordan Adams, but it's fun to be out there with Amy Beggin and Angela and see a bunch of the players still that come and support women's basketball. And I know Tamika Stukes, one that I played with, she connects and tries to do an alumni kind of get-together every year. So you see, it's just a family when you go through. That's why it's so important for these seniors today to be able to reach out and just be part of the Lobo program.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And, of course, it is senior day as well. You got the 5th-year seniors, De La Cerda and Anderson, 4th-year seniors, Sham Magruder and Tay and Tora Duff. And that's the way you have to classify things right now with that extra COVID year that brought back AT and Jaden. We'll see. The opportunity is there for the Duff sisters and Magruder to come back, if not. But either way, what they've done over the last 2 years, the Duff sisters, Magruder coming in, but then the 5 years that AT and Jaden have put in have brought this raise the bar back to where Lobo fans expect it to be.
Absolutely. I mean, and you saw when we've talked to some of the players here after the games on the post-game show, you see where they talk about, hey, which seniors do you really look up to and what do you do? And De La Cerda is one they bring up because of her positivity. Because coming in, she didn't get the minutes that she really had to fight for. She had to improve every year and listen to Coach Bradbury and say, hey, what do I need to do to get myself on the floor and improve those certain things? And you could see the work has been put in by Antonia Anderson and De La Cerda to get themselves to this point.
The halftime show is brought to you by TLC. TLC wants to thank our customers for trusting us with your home and business service needs. TLC is here for you when you need us most. Go Lobos. Halftime at the Pit, New Mexico 42, Boise State 26. When we come back on the other side, we'll dive into some of the individual stats in that first half and look at how things could change at half for either team. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. DJ Buck, former Lobo Nick Rothbato, back with you here at the half. And Mountain Dew is a proud partner of UNM Basketball. Cheers to the Lobos and UNM fans everywhere. We are New Mexico. Nick, are you surprised about how fast the Broncos are trying to play in this game?
Yeah, I feel like it was different than the last time they played. I mean, you could speak better to that because you're seeing it firsthand. But really, Boise State has been their motto to get it out quick. On the rebound, get it out quick. And you see, I mean, they're getting out of bounds fast, pushing it up the floor, and you're seeing right now just the sides attacking by Boise State. I felt like in the first quarter, Boise State really slowed down their offense a little bit more than they did in the second quarter and tried to feed some of the posts, but then the speed of the game just got away from it. Instead, you didn't see as many post feeds. You saw the guards attacking, trying to get some shots off in the paint.
For New Mexico, they were just 5 of 18 from 3 in that first half. The Broncos 1 of 8, but the Lobos 9 of 10 at the free throw line. And we've seen that, it started against Utah State, just that mentality of being aggressive with the basketball.
You do. Shot selection has been the biggest thing you and I have watched over the last couple games, and I felt like there were several possessions in that second quarter where New Mexico forced the ball. Really quick, one pass and a shot that wasn't great looks on the rim and really focused too much on the three-point shot, whereas in the first quarter they were reading everything, more ball movement. So I would expect that be a discussion point at halftime saying, hey, we've got to have better shot selection, move the ball a little bit, make Boise State's defense move a little bit more.
Basketball is better with Chris Bud Light at your game. Keep it, Chris Lobos. Please drink responsibly. For the Broncos, it's their redshirt senior Dominique Leonidas, 14 points, 7 of 11 field goals. She's not going to shoot threes. She hasn't taken any threes, but that elbow jump shot, getting to the basketball free throw line, she loves to be right there, and then it opens up for her to attack the basket.
Well, she's 5'5", but her ability to jump and escalate on her shot does not play like a 5'5" player. The athleticism and the jumping ability that Leonidas has to be able to pound and go up strong and shoot over the top of her defenders makes her just a threat on the rim, and her strength in her dribble drive. And so that's where New Mexico's really going to have to force. She put up 21 at Boise State. This is one where New Mexico's got to know where 15's at and can't let her have another 14 points and go off in the second half.
Route 66 is proud to be an official sponsor of Lobo Basketball and Lobo Athletics. Get your kicks only at Route 66 Casino Hotel. Teams back on the floor warming up for the second half. Lobos had 18 rebounds. Boise State had 25 in that first half. For a little while there, it's a much bigger advantage, but in that second quarter, better for New Mexico.
It was better. Now, a lot of that is just New Mexico getting in better position. You really saw New Mexico with the effort to block out after the shot. Paula Reyes getting herself that inside position even after the post shot. You saw Shai Magruder really coming up with some big rebounds as well for New Mexico. She led the way with 4 rebounds. But even you saw the effort by Augman even coming in, she's one that has a knack for where the rebounds are when she comes in, and her minutes helped as well.
It's 42-26, New Mexico over Boise State. Halftime here at the pit. When we come back on the other side, third quarter action, Mountain West basketball. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Back in the pit, ready to start the third quarter. And right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. JJ Buck along with former Lobo Nikki Ekroth-Lobato with you from Albertsons Radio Road. New Mexico 42, Boise State 26 as we get ready to start the third quarter. The road black uniforms for the Broncos with the orange and blue trim. Home whites for the Lobos. Cherry numbers and letters. Of course, the 5 seniors on the floor for New Mexico, Tora and Tay Duff, Jaden De La Cerda, Shai Magruder, and Antonia Anderson. Starters back on the floor for the Broncos start the third quarter. It's Mary Kay Nero, Anna Oxley, Dominique Leonidas, Elodie Lalotte, and Abby Muse. New Mexico will be going left to right from our radio broadcast position here in the second half. Lobo basketball. And Tora Duff catches. We're underway in the third quarter. Tora Duff with it on the far side. Tay circles back up top, catches straight on, comes back to De La Cerda, and they're going to get Anderson for the screen violation.
Yeah, and I think Antonia Anderson, there was a lot of contact, and I think the players just moved together on it, and that's going to be a moving screen. De La Cerda reading the perfect spot to be able to receive that pass, but couldn't knock down the 3 anyway.
Broncos basketball, they have it in the half court. Nero with it up top, picks up a dribble, gets it to Leonidas on the far side. Leonidas steps back, resets up top, gets it to Osley. Osley off the handoff. She's cut off top of the key, comes back. Osley looking inside, nothing there. Gets it back to Osley. Osley, top of the key, dribbles to the left wing, corner catch, Nero. That should be a double dribble, but the shot is blocked by Tay Duff. Lobos basketball in transition. Here's De La Cerda and Tay. They give a little back and forth action. Anderson straight on three-point shot is good. 45-26 New Mexico.
Well, that's favorite spot of Tony Anderson, liking it at the top of the key, nothing but net.
And a layup from Leonidas. She caught caught the pass on the far side and drove baseline for the open layup.
And that's where you don't want to give Leonidas that baseline. Gave up by New Mexico as she easily penetrates that baseline to the rim.
45-28. Just underway here in the third quarter. As Tate up, the bounce pass to Magruder, drives inside, kicks out Tora for three, count it! And that three-pointer will count towards the Western Sky buckets for Bucks.
And Leonidas had a face in Duff's face. I think it helped her escalate the ball.
Ball on the ground. Anderson pokes it to Magruder, who gets it to Taya Duff. Now Tora Duff in transition. She's attacking the basket. The over-the-shoulder layup is good. 50-28 Lobos lead.
And Tora Duff, just a one-on-one scenario, full court, takes it to the rim with a reverse layup.
8-10 left here in the third quarter. Muse hand off to Osley. Osley on the near side wing, looking to get it back to Muse. She catches on the baseline, pass to Leonidas, who catches it right under the basket. And a whistle, a foul is going to be called on Tora Duff.
Hey, it was either that or a wide open layup. I think it was worth it to reach down and try to get that jump ball. I think it was close to getting to that jump ball, just a little bit too much contact on the hand.
The Broncos inbounding on the baseline. Lalott gets it, hands it back to Narrow. Narrow circles around, gets cut off at the near side elbow, travels with the basketball. Turnover for Boise State.
Well, Narrow was in a good position. She had already beat De La Cerda, just needed to continue to the rim. Instead, she picks it up, trying to force New Mexico into something defensively to set off, but it would have been better to continue.
An 8-2 start to the third quarter for New Mexico. Magruder catches, goes right to the basket by Lalott. Layup is good. 52-28 lead for the Lobos.
Well, if Laylott's going to be up in Shai Magruder's face, that's a penetration move, first step, that Shai Magruder with her speed to the rim.
Leonidas catches in the far corner, dribbles back out to the wing. Comes out up top, circles around the screen, drives the lane on Anderson. Anderson with the block shot into the hands of Tora Duff. Pass ahead on the far side to Anderson. Anderson, the crossover dribble, gets inside, turn around to the right-handed hook shot. Her shot is blocked. She's able to run it down, gets it to Tora Duff. Tora on the right wing, comes up top to Tay, swings it near side to De La Cerda. De La Cerda overhand pass to the cutting Anderson inside. She leaves the layup short. Muse has a basketball for the Broncos. Here's Leonidas in transition, dribbles near side, the handoff to Osley. Osley picks up her dribble, looking inside, gets it back to Leonidas. Leonidas dribbles out of the corner, cross-court pass to Narrow. Narrow dribbles out of the corner, now circles around inside. The right-hand runner circles and falls around the rim. 52-30.
And that's what I was talking about for Narrow. She's able to penetrate that middle and just continue to the rim. She's able to beat New Mexico to the basket.
6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. De La Cerda goes over the string, goes inside, loses the basketball, and then she steps on the baseline. There was that extra touch, so it's out of play.
It was a great move by De La Cerda, faking to use the ball screen, continues on, and you kind of wrap it up over the defense, and she can't come up with it as she's transitioning to the other hand.
Mountain Dew is a proud partner of UNM basketball. Cheers to the Lobos and UNM fans everywhere. We are New Mexico. Number 22, Trista Hall, checks in for the Broncos, and it's Muse going right to the basket. Count it, and one opportunity upcoming for the Broncos.
There, Antonia Anderson just gets beat to the rim with hands on the back as No goes up with that layup on the right side.
So the sophomore Abby Muse, 6'3" from Brentwood, California. Member of the Mountain West all-freshman team last season. Chance for a three-point play. Free throw is no good. Rebounded by De La Cerda, so it's 52-32, Lobos lead. Got 6 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the third quarter. De La Cerda with it on the far side, comes back to Tora Duff. As Tora being guarded by Leonidas, swings it to Magruder. Magruder looking for De La Cerda, now gets it to De La Cerda, sets the screen. De La Cerda goes over the screen, bounce pass back to Magruder, who gets caught up in traffic as she tried to jump and lands with the basketball, so that's a travel.
And that's just a little handoff by De La Cerda on the pick and roll, and now New Mexico gets beat full court.
Lobos did not get back in transition. Leonidas left open for the layup, so it's 52-34. Lobos lead. Tora Duff has a basketball, far side wing, gets it to Anderson. She dribbles into the handoff for De La Cerda. De La Cerda hits Magruder somehow with the basketball. And a whistle, a foul is called on the Broncos. Magruder is slashing to the basket.
And Magruder's a perfect one for just backdoor passes. She's able to do that one quick step, one direction, and just go backdoor as De La Cerda lands it to Magruder.
Tora inbounds to De La Cerda. She catches one dribble to the rim and scores. 54-34, Lobos lead. Narrow with it into the front court. Hall pass to Muse, goes through her hands. Tay Duff coming through, catches it on the baseline. Another turnover for the Broncos. Tay thought about the three, pump fake, gets it to Anderson. Anderson now gets it to Tora Duff, who dribbles into the long two-point shot from the near side. No good, rebounded by the Broncos. As Jada Clark, number 24, the freshman, brings it into the front court, dribbles near side in front of the Broncos bench. High post catch for Muse, gets it back to Clark, swings it to Hall. Hall will get it to Narrow. Narrow back to Hall in the corner. Pass is deflected out of, nope, not deflected. Pass was just out of play by the Broncos. That's a turnover, and that's going to send us to a timeout. So 4:53 to play in the third quarter. New Mexico 54, Boise State 34. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. AJ Buck along with former Lobo Nikki Ekroth-Lobato. 4:53 left in the third quarter. New Mexico 54, Boise State 34. Nikki, what have you thought about the Lobos' post defense so far here today?
It's been phenomenal. I mean, you have allowed, Shai Magruder and Tony Anderson doing an incredible job of not allowing Boise that inside position to get them so close to the rim. New Mexico has pushed them off the block, which has really helped, but the help side defense from the guards has also helped the post players overall on the help side that they need when there's any kind of lob pass, which is completely taking that away for Boise State.
All right, look at Lalot, just 4 points, 3 rebounds for the Broncos. Muse with 4 points as well. Lobo basketball coming out of the timeout. Reyes hits Magruder on the baseline for the layup. 56-34 New Mexico. Just
classic post-to-post feed, but a backdoor by Shai Magruder behind the defense from Paula Reyes.
Broncos basketball in the half court. There's Hall with it, gets it to Leonidas. Leonidas, the hedge off the screen, resets, goes to free throw line, now backs out, straight on, swings it to Sydney McQuider. McQuider loses her dribble, and a nice little hit pass to Narrow for the layup inside, 56-36.
Well, Narrow does a good job on Boise State offense, just not stop moving. Cuts to the rim exactly where they needed it for a quick backdoor pass to the rim.
Number 21, Sydney McQuider, transfer from Boston College, 6'2", sophomore. Lobos basketball in that half court. De La Cerda dribbling into the long jumper, misses that one from the far side. Broncos with the basketball. Narrow pass ahead to Clark. She catches in front of the Broncos bench. Comes back out to Narrow. Zips a pass inside to Hall, who catches and finishes under the basket. 56-38.
That's just better spacing by Boise State, which catch New Mexico off guard with a quick pass to the post.
Tora Duff's pass is intercepted. Clark wide open layup, and right when Tora let that pass go, you could see her hands just go to her face. Clark was like in full sprint on that steal.
Yeah, that one hurts because you see Boise State Clark just gets in that passing lane soon as you see it coming.
Tay for 3. Count it. Big one for Tay Duff. That streak has started again here today. 59-40 Lobos lead. The Broncos swing the ball around the perimeter. Leonidas with it on the far side and kicks out. Narrow, get it to Clark. That's a corner 3, comes up short, and Tora is able to pick up the rebound. Tora Duff in transition. It's a 3-on-1, now 2-on-1. The pass fake, the step through, then the pass to Magruder for the finish. 61-40 New Mexico.
I mean, that beautiful move by Tora Duff. Fakes middle, comes underneath, and then wraparound pass to Shai Magruder with the 2-on-1 for New Mexico.
Hall has that deflected off her hands, and that's going to be a backcourt violation as she tried to dive for the basketball. Oh, Augman gonna check in for Tay. Look, the two sisters deciding who's gonna come out. Tay and Tora are looking at each other, and Tora's like, "You go out."
I feel like they just did paper, rock, scissors, and one of the twins lost.
Augman comes in for Tay Duff. As Tora has the basketball guarded by Leonidas. There's Magruder, catches top of the key, gets it to Reyes. That's a high post touch for the freshman who puts it on the ground. Backs in, spinning shot, right-handed. Did you call that a scoop shot? It's good, 63-40 New Mexico.
Well, Barrios is really good around the rim where she just gets it off the glass and penetrates to the rim, and that's a beautiful move, Paula Reyes.
Lavrovich attacking the basket, draws contact, and the freshman is going to be shooting free throws for the Broncos. Foul's called on Augman.
And Augman was just waiting help side to be able to help out on that one. That's all. Boise State just bringing the defense over and just creates the contact herself on the move.
So Lindsay Lavrovich, a freshman from Gig Harbor, Washington. That's first free throw. Lobos.
Go ahead.
Lobos, add your Nucenda Visa debit card or credit card to your mobile wallet and make payments to anyone, anywhere, anytime, safely and securely. Learn more at nucenda.org/digital-wallet. Nucenda Credit Union, the power of we. Lavrovich hits a free throw, so it's 63-42. Lobos lead. Here's Reyes, catches outside the three-point line, passes to Ogman, who goes right down the lane, gets it to her left-hand shot, is blocked. It's going to stay with New Mexico.
And New Mexico, Ogman just receives that ball from Paula Reyes and explodes out, continuing with the left hand, just with her size, gets blocked on the left side.
Magruder catches, trying to go to work on McQuider, and the foul is going to be called as Magruder tried to turn the corner, falls to the floor.
And Shai just makes a quick move, trying to go baseline, and just gets shoved halfway across the paint as she tries to hand it off to somebody else on the other side.
So it's going to be baseline inbound for the Lobos. 1:49 on the clock, and the Reyes left unguarded, cutting to the basket on the far side. Basket is good, 65-42 New Mexico.
Good execution on the inbounds play, and De La Cerda with that back screen for Paula Reyes.
Hall, the pass inside McQuider, who cannot finish the layup as she was open. Lobos with the basketball. De La Cerda in transition, kick out to Reyes. Wing three is up, no good, rebounded by Hall. It's narrow into the front court for Boise State. Bounce pass inside, caught by McQuider. Shai Magruder was able to come through and block the shot. Still with Boise State. Free throw line jumper from Hall is no good. Long rebound. McQuider again. She attacks and scores off the glass over Magruder. 65-44. New Mexico leads.
Boise State with some fight in that half-court set. Offensive rebounds, really trying to get a basket against New Mexico.
Ogman catches. Top of the key, elbow touch now for Reyes, who puts her defender on the ground into the wide open layup. 67-44 New Mexico.
That's one, if you're that defender, you know that's going to be on a highlight reel, and you just hate it. The fact that you just fell back.
Mary Kay narrow circles to the basket, cannot finish the layup. It's Ogman with the rebound for the Lobos. Ogman in transition as she backs it out, waiting for some help, gets it to Tora Duff. Takes a look at the clock, so there's 30 seconds left here in the quarter, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Lobos getting the instructions from the bench. Head coach Mike Bradbury as Tora Duff wants to go over the two screens up top. Far side of the court comes back to Reyes, and there's going to be a foul away from the basketball. It's going to be on Mary Kay Narrow.
Well, and that one's incidental contact by everybody. You're just trying to run the play, and both players connect as Ogman kind of hits the floor afterwards.
Let's see. Gordy Presnell, Broncos coach, just threw his hands up like, what's going on there? Because now,
what do you do? Because that's going to happen on every half-court set.
So 16.7 seconds. Lobos inbounding from the baseline. Shot clock is off, so they can hold for the final shot now. There's Tora Duff. She's on the floor with Magruder, De La Cerda, Reyes, and Ogman. 9 seconds. Tora goes over the horn set up top, the two screen, circling back up top is Reyes. Gets it to De La Cerda. De La Cerda dribbles into the corner, pulls up for three. Count it at the buzzer. And New Mexico will take a 70-44 lead into the fourth quarter. The fifth-year senior getting the fans on their feet here at the pit. And we have 10 minutes left in regulation. New Mexico 70, Boise State 44. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Tay with 8, got Shai Magruder, 10 points, 5 rebounds. AT, not really able to get it going, just 1 of 7 from the field, but 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And the Lobos comfortable heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you have to go back to that last one. That's what being a player is all about. That excitement from your bench, shooting a step-back three by De La Cerda, and then a quick hug from her coach on the baseline. Beautifully drawn-up play for New Mexico.
Broncos basketball starts the fourth quarter. Boise State working right to left from our radio broadcast position in the second half. Ball on the floor. Jump ball is called. Possession error. New Mexico as Lalat just could not catch the post entry. Another turnover for the Broncos.
And you've seen in this last third quarter and feeding into the fourth quarter, Boise State really trying to punch it inside to finish out this game.
Here is Anderson, catches on the near side wing. Ogman with it straight on, gets it to Reyes on the right wing. Paula trying to go to work on Lalat. Dribbles into the free throw line. A jumper and a foul is called. A sophomore on the freshman. That's going to send Reyes to the free throw line.
And Lalat just right there in Paula Reyes' face, and that's what Antonia Anderson, Shai Magruder, and Paula Reyes have done. When you can shoot the three, you bring those defenders out, and then you have that one-on-one advantage to the rim with that quick first step, because let's be honest, Antonia Anderson very easily could be a 3-guard and play that guard position as well.
And the fourth quarter is brought to you by Route 66 Casino Hotel. Get your kicks only at Route 66 Casino Hotel. Reyes 2 of 2 at the free throw line. It's 72-44. Lobos lead. Broncos with the basketball in the half court. There's Lavarich. A bounce pass to the high post. Swings it to Lalott. And that was nicely done by the Broncos. High-low there. Assist goes to Bowers. So 72-46. Lobos lead. There's Ogman with the basketball. Swings it to Anderson, who gets it to Tay Duff here on the near side. Tay looking for De La Cerda, and I'll come back to Reyes, who catches, goes inside, trying to pass back to De La Cerda. It's stolen by the Broncos. Here's Narrow, and she races in the front court. Bounce pass inside to Bowers. Bowers shot over Anderson is good. 72-48 Lobos lead.
Well, and that was better defense by New Mexico, staying behind, not allowing the easy shot, but still Boise State was able to take it to the rim.
Pick and roll. De La Cerda to Reyes at the basket. 74-48.
Well, Reyes just so good at off of that pick and roll from a nice pass from De La Cerda, but just leading her to the rim, and Reyes would just smooth around the basket to finish.
Leonidas, post-injury pass to Lalott. One dribble, right-handed hook shot is good. 74-50 Lobos lead. There's De La Cerda with the basketball. And Shai Magruder
arm is in our lap.
Anderson for 3. Indeed. 77-50. New Mexico leads. 8:05 left in the fourth quarter.
Antonia Anderson loves the top of the key. Good ball movement by New Mexico. A little bit of space for AT, and she decides to take that three-point shot.
Leonidas with it on the far side. Hits Narrow. She caught it at the elbow. Gets caught in the corner. Kicks it out to Leonidas. Crossover dribble. Loses the basketball. It's Anderson who is fouled by Bowers. And Anderson would have had a wide open layup.
That's one where you just want a no call and just being able to take it coast to coast for the layup.
So Rachel Bowers, the senior from Newhall, California. That's a heads up play. Get in there, give the foul so you don't give the wide open layup the other way. So Lobos will be inbounding far side. 7:46 left here in the quarter. And here is Mackenzie Narrow. Freshman checks in. Sister of Mary Kay Narrow. She's wearing number 30. There's Toradov with the basketball. Magruder catches top of the key, dribbles to the far side, trying to get the ball to De La Cerda. She does. As De La Cerda crossover dribble on Narrow into the 17-footer straight on. It's good. 79-50 Lobos lead.
And if you're Boise State, you just put your hands up. De La Cerda just kind of creating a little bit of her own dribble room with the shot and nothing but net.
Leonidas trying to cross-court pass to the corner, right into the hands of Tay Duff in transition. AT for 3 off back iron. That's no good. Rebound poked out into the hands of Anderson, who kept it alive, goes to the basket and finishes with the left hand. 81-50, 31-point lead for the Lobos. Broncos take a timeout. Smiles on the faces of the Lobos as they go to the bench. 7:03 left in the fourth quarter. New Mexico 81, Boise State 50. We'll take a timeout as well. This is Lobo Women's Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Back with you from Albertsons Radio Road. JJ Buck, former Lobo, Nikki Ekroth, Lobato. Nikki, this Boise State team has a lot of potential. They're going to be good next season, but still what the Lobos have done today has been really impressive.
Yeah, just growing pains for Boise State.
A shot from the freshman Mackenzie Narrow is blocked by New Mexico. Here come the Lobos in transition. Jaden De La Cerda going to work inside. Spins, passes to Magruder on the baseline for the layup. 83-50 Lobos lead.
That dribble drive penetration by De La Cerda just really keeping the defense shift to her as Shai Magruder feeds back door.
Leonidas with the basketball. Broncos have it in the half court. There's sophomore Muse onto the freshman Mackenzie Narrow. As she goes baseline, right-hand dribble cut off by Tora Duff. She resets on the outside, gets it to Leonidas. Pass over the top to Muse, who catches and is fouled by De La Cerda, coming from the help side.
Yeah, and you saw earlier, De La Cerda was completely shifted over. Boise State cannot make that pass cross-court. De La Cerda's there. Instead, she rotates over and has to come all the way back again and gets herself in position.
So a good round of applause for Jaden De La Cerda. She gets the hug from head coach Mike Bradbury.
Might be done, I guess.
And the rest of the assistants. So with 6:18, that could be it for Jaden De La Cerda. Lobos lead 83-50. As Muse misses the first free throw, one more upcoming for the sophomore. The second one is good. Mountain Dew is a proud partner of UNM basketball. Cheers to the Lobos and UNM fans everywhere. We are New Mexico. So it's 83-51. Muse, that was her 5th point in the game. She's got 6 rebounds. Shot from the far side. Tate up is no good. Offensive rebound. Magruder. Mackenzie Curtis, a freshman in for New Mexico, wearing number 21. Anderson catches on the wing, goes inside. The pass to McKenzie for the 7-footer. Jumper on the baseline, no good. Anderson, where has that been? That hustle on the offensive boards. She steps into the free throw line. Jumper comes up short. The back-to-back offensive rebounds for AT.
I love the effort. I mean, just coming in, wanting the ball. And there, you know, she wanted to take that shot, coming up short. She loved the attack in the offensive set by Antonia Anderson.
Anderson got a hand on the pass, but Mary Kay Narrow with the basketball. She spins inside. A right-hand layup is no good. Second chance for Narrow. She can't finish. Muse over the top of everyone. The step-through layup is good. It's 83-53. Lobos lead.
And Muse now with 7 points and 7 rebounds for her.
There's Tate up with the basketball. Near side wing, Magruder catches straight on. Magruder back to Tate. Tate goes the opposite way of the screen, gets inside, challenged by 2 Broncos. Shot is no good. Broncos with the basketball. Here's Mary Kay Narrow with it into the front court. Sets up on the near side wing, looking over the top and just throws it out of play as Bowers was going the opposite direction of the pass. So here is Reyes going to check in for Anderson. And the round of applause for the 5th-year senior, Antonia Anderson, the hug with the head coach. And she'll go down the line. High fives with the bench. Of course, Antonia Anderson, 5th year at the University of New Mexico from Cibolo, Texas. Mountain West All-Conference player last year. 1,000-point scorer as Reyes drives baseline. Turnaround jumpers, no good. Magruder is able to throw it off of Muse out of play, so it's going to be Lobo basketball.
And Magruder just skying to get that out of bounds and just slams it off of Boise State. Good heads-up move by Magruder.
Timeout on the floor, 4:48 left. New Mexico 83, Boise State 53. This is Lobo women's basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. It's been a fantastic Saturday afternoon for New Mexico, Nikki. And just from the start of this one, we have seen a Lobo team that is locked in on both sides of the ball.
We've seen it, and we talked about in the pregame show the importance of New Mexico playing good defense against Boise State, especially on the block. And right now, New Mexico doing a great job getting 23 turnovers forced.
Mackenzie Curtis, the jumper off the inbounds pass is no good. Rebounded by the Broncos. There's sophomore guard Mary Kay Narrow. Brings it into the front court. She's on the floor with Hall, Muse, Leonidas, and Mackenzie Narrow. As Muse catches inside, contest is Reyes, and it is Hall coming through on the offensive rebound, scoring and drawing the foul for the 3-point play opportunity.
Well, Reyes held her ground, blocked out, but the ball went opposite the shot and left a wide open offensive rebound for Boise State.
A 6'2" freshman, Trista Hall from Yakima, Washington. Named the Mountain West Freshman of the Week, December 27th. Free throw is no good. Here's the freshman from St. Paulo, Reyes for New Mexico in transition. A little hesitation, dribble out the 3-point line, gets enough space to the basket, finishes with the left hand. 85-55 New Mexico.
And you just saw attack mode by Paula Reyes coming with that right hand, changing over to the left hand all the way to the rim.
Corner pass to Mackenzie Narrow as she zips a pass inside to Hall. And it's Magruder with the block shot as Hall goes out of play. Last touch by Boise State. I don't know if you get a block shot into that or not, but here is Shah Magruder going to the sidelines. A hug from head coach Mike Bradbury, and she'll go on down the line. Cheers from the Lobo fans, the senior. Magruder finishes with 12 points and 6 rebounds.
And you have the cheers for her, but you hope that that's not the last game you're going to see her play on the pit floor.
And the sophomore, Kat Van Bennekom, checks in. Van Bennekom in the Netherlands on the floor now with Mackenzie Curtis, Paula Reyes, and the Duff sisters. Here's Van Bennekom on the near side wing, gets it to Tate up, straight on. Reyes catches on the right wing, hits Curtis, cutting to the basket at the free throw line, pulls up for the jumper, off glass, it's open. 87-55 New Mexico.
And Curtis just coming off a curl screen and dribbles hard with a little short jumper.
Leonidas was able to beat everyone down the court, but she left her layup short. Lobos have the basketball. Tora Duff in transition, stops in the paint, kicks it out. Curtis for 3. That's no good. Reyes battling for the offensive rebound, and she's undercut by Leonidas. It's going to be a foul on the redshirt senior.
What an athletic move, though. Reyes catches that. Leonidas right under, and she does a behind-the-back pass trying to get it back in bounds to New Mexico.
So 3:30 left in this one. New Mexico 87, Boise State 55. Pass over the top, caught by Curtis. Gets it to Reyes straight on. Over to Tay Duff. She goes over the screen in the corner, continues to dribble down to the baseline. Layup just over the rim. Rebounded by the Broncos. Here's Leonidas. Pass head to Mary Kay Narrow. And again, Lobos unable to get back in transition defensively. Now it's 87-57 after that layup. Got 3:05 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Van Bennekom. Swings it to Reyes on the near side. Reyes right-hand dribble to the foul line. Kicks it out. Tora Duff, the pump fake. Gets it back to Reyes for 3. That one comes up well short, out of play.
And you had 5 out, the middle wide open, and Paula Reyes seeing a little bit of space, but you saw a hand right in her face. That would have been a hard 3-point shot to nail.
Now it's Tay Duff who gets the hug from head coach Mike Bradbury, as Tay will go to the bench with 8 points in this contest. 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnovers in 33 minutes, and it's the freshman Zeno Sherin that checks in. Zeno wearing number 11 from Turkey. There's going to be a foul on the floor. It's called on Curtis. We got 2:45 left. New Mexico 87, Boise State 57. Broncos inbounding on the baseline. Leonidas catches, immediately puts it on the deck. Picked up a dribble at the free throw line. Bounce pass to Lalott, who scores over Reyes. 87-59.
And Lalott now with 10 points on the game, 3 rebounds. But Boise State, the whole focus, second half, get it inside on the block.
Here is Van Bennekom. Pass over the head of Sherin into the hands of Reyes, as Paula thought about going downhill, passes it far side to Tora Duff. We got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sherin swings it to Reyes, catches on the near side wing, crossover on the lot, gets it to her left hand. Shot comes up short. Rebound poked out on the floor. Last touch by Boise State. And the ball hit the rim, didn't it?
I thought it did.
Well, the shot clock went to 0, and now it's Tora Duff. Comes to the sideline, and Ogman checks in. Tora getting the hugs from the coaching staff. Tora with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in 35 minutes for the senior.
Now the officials kind of communicating here to make sure they know on the reset of the shot clock.
It should be Lobo basketball. But our officials discussing this. 2:07 left. Mexico 87, Boise State 59. Paula Reyes gets a good hand from the Pitt fans as sophomore Nevaeh Parkinson checks in. Mackenzie Curtis inbounds it to Parkinson right under the basket. She backs down, gets it to her right hand. Shot over Lalott is contested. With Van Bennekom there to clean it up, trying to pass it out to Ogman. Goes out of play. It's going to be Broncos basketball.
When you like the inbounds play on the sidelines where Nevaeh was just wide open on the block, see numbers, feed it to her, and it penetrates to the rim.
We got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. There's going to be a foul away from the basketball. It's called on Parkinson.
General instruction from Coach Bradbury saying just don't foul.
That is the third team foul on New Mexico. First foul on Parkinson, the sophomore. There's Mary Kay Narrow, sophomore guard for the Broncos, picked up by Ogman. Leonidas catches in the corner, zips a pass straight down the baseline to Muse, who scores. 87-61, Lobos lead. Got 1:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Ogman, freshman guard for San Jose, California, gets past Parkinson, who swings it to Van Bennekom. Van Bennekom puts it on the ground, left-hand dribble, kicks it out to Curtis. Curtis now to Sherin. Sherin going inside, elbow, passes out to Parkinson. She's going to take the step back 3 off iron, no good. Muse with the rebound.
And the crowd really wanted, well, you hear him in the background. That baseline 3 by Parkinson just comes up short.
Mary Kay Narrow drives straight into the chest of Parkinson. He's going to get called for the foul. Free throws upcoming for the Broncos. Now, this is the final road game of the season for Boise State. They'll host Nevada and San Jose State to end the season next week. And your neighborhood supermarket is Albertsons Market, where service, selection, and savings matter. Official fan and tailgate headquarters of the UNM Lobos. So the sophomore, Mary Kay Narrow, to the line as a freshman. She led the Mountain West with 119 assists, averaged 5.2 assists per game. This year, she's at 3.6 assists. We talked about just the amount of seniors that have left from Boise State.
Yeah, it's hard for any program to regroup after losing 6 seniors, and I'm talking about 6 seniors that, as any fan, you wanted them the opportunity to do better in the NCAA tournament and have a grasp and even a shot at it.
Lobos have a freshman check in, Rebecca Rinces. We're at number 1, the guard from Hungary, who has the basketball on the baseline right now. And it's no good. That's in the hands of Boise State. There's Leonidas, the redshirt senior, probing inside and just loses the basketball out of play.
And just another turnover by Boise State. They're sitting at 25 turnovers. They're really going to look back on this and say, geez, we could have handled the ball differently. New Mexico sitting at 12 turnovers.
37-14 advantage, points off of turnovers for New Mexico. Curtis with on far side gets it to Shadow, and we've got 35 seconds on the game clock. Baseline pass to Van Bennekom. She faces up. That's a nice 12-footer on the baseline, 89-62 New Mexico.
Van Bennekom just squares up baseline, keeps the ball high, just a nice little shot on the baseline.
A lot catches inside through contact. First shot, no good. Second chance misses as well. Picked up by New Mexico. Shot clock is off. The Lobos can dribble this one out as the Lobo fans will rise to their feet as the final home game of the regular season, senior day for New Mexico, will end with the Lobos grabbing their 13th conference victory. And as the clock hits 000, the final score, New Mexico 89, Boise State 62. The Lobos send out the seniors with a big victory as New Mexico improves to 22-7, 13-3 at Mountain West play.
And that has to feel hard. Boise State so young, coming into a great crowd by New Mexico, and just a starting 5 from the Lobos that is nothing but experience that came out against a very youthful Boise State. And I thought the overall game plan for Boise State changed a lot throughout the game. You saw it in the first quarter. They tried to go inside a little bit more, but then all of a sudden it was more in the fourth quarter where Boise State said, hey, we've got to get it more and more on the block, and really showed some success against New Mexico's defense when they went inside.
So the Lobos win every quarter of the game. We've talked about Mike Bradbury's like, I don't know if I want to come talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.